You're also a producer, so I'm going to be curious to kind of get your thoughts on that process. Once you were done the script, you put on your producer hat. What were some of those steps to actually getting this movie funded and getting it into production?
Well, the good thing is it was funded before we started writing. When we came to me, it was all when Jack Campbell from Octane came to me with the opportunity to make a movie in my backyard, and I started coming up with concepts of what to make. I knew I wrote with budget in mind. I knew I knew what we could do and what we couldn't do.
Maybe take us back a little bit. What does that process actually look like? Were these producers or production company you had worked with before, or a distributor you worked with before? They came to you and said, "Hey, we want to make an action movie. What do you have? We have funding in place." Maybe walk us through that process a little bit.
Yeah. So Jack came to me, who was involved in the movie I shot here in my backyard called Night Crew. In 2014, that was a big kind of indie action horror film that it was a ton of gunplay, this, that, and the other. And he liked what we did here. So when he came back to me and he was like, "Would you want to do this again?" And obviously I said yes. And I wanted to play in a different genre, which was more of the crime heist. We didn't have the budget for the action pieces and explosions and massive gunplay and that kind of stuff that we did on that movie. But this one we just wanted to have, again, elements that were familiar, but it wasn't an action movie like at all. It was more of a crime heist thriller.
Yeah. So when he came to you and basically was in these early stages, you're coming up with ideas. Was there any cast involved at that point, like Luke Goss or Val Kilmer, where they said, "Hey, we can get these actors, write them in"?
For sure. I mean, Val wasn't. Val was a later opportunity, but definitely wrote it with everyone else for the most part in mind. Like Luke for sure. I knew that I could approach Luke with this. I felt it was definitely tailor made to that for him and Mike and Paul Sloan and a couple of the female leads. I knew that we could pull that off, and Val was kind of the icing on the cake as we started trying to find a really legendary actor to play the sheriff. And when he expressed interest, it was all amazing from there.
Thanks for checking out this clip from the Selling Your Screenplay podcast. If you'd like to hear the full interview, just go to sellingyourscreenplay.com/podcasts. Or to go directly to the episode, just use the link in the show notes. Thanks for watching.